Hi, this is Scott Love with RecruitingMastery.com, bringing you an exclusive message, one of my friends here at RecruitingBlogs.com. What if there was a way that you can make more phone calls, reach more people, and not have to spend more time in the office? I'm going to share with you how you can do just that. 3 steps to doing this. First, understand how you really feel about the phone. When I consult into search firms, and I've been inside a lot of search firms and staffing agencies, and I've seen that some of the people there, they just really hate the phone. One of the dangers of the internet is that a lot of people say, well, this is a great tool, now I have an excuse to stay off the phone. When in reality, wars are won on the ground in hand-to-hand combat. Eventually, that's where they all end up. You've got to be able to talk to people and make contact with them over the phone. Email is a great way to follow up with folks, but if you're looking to build a relationship with someone, you've got to have an emotional context to that. How do you do that? By them seeing who you are, and they fall in love with you, and you can talk them into meeting with your client. So you need to ask yourself, how do you feel about the phone? Honestly, how do you do? How do you feel about that? Get a journal, write about that. I mean, I've seen various degrees from people that hate it to people that like it. And people that like it, it's either like, it's kind of okay, or it's kind of like this. Oh, my precious, my precious. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. So identify, number 1, how do you really feel about the phone? If you do have any call reluctance, visit my friend Connie Kadansky's website. It's www.exceptionalsales.com. That's all she does. She's a sales trainer, talks about one thing, call reluctance. I've introduced her to the industry about 4 years ago. All the franchises work with her now. She's getting a lot of business from recruiting firms because her core competency is helping people overcome call reluctance. Here's your second tip. You need to structure your day in a way, hey, that rhymes, kind of. Structure your day in a way that maximizes your telephone time. So if you do a lot of internet research, when you create a plan for your day, block in what time of day are you going to do your internet research, and block in that phone time, 2-hour blocks, where you're not doing anything except for talking to people. You're not checking email, you're not going to blogging sites, you're just on the phone with other people. Remember, there's a difference between having an interest in something and being committed. If you're not committed to reaching people on the phone, you're not going to be successful. Here's your third tip. I want you to think of how you make phone calls kind of like this. Think of yourself as being a manufacturing manager. You want to manufacture widgets. And what's your current output? You manufacture 4 widgets per hour. If the CEO of Widgets International calls you and says, we want to increase our production by 25%, how many more widgets per hour do you have to make? Just 1. So this is an interesting concept. When I was a naval officer, I was on a ship for a while, then I was a trainer. I was actually a trainer before I got into recruiting. This is like when I was 24 years old. I was at the naval base in Norfolk, the world's largest naval base. At that time, in the early 90s, the Navy was rolling out an initiative called Total Quality Leadership. It was a spin-off of Total Quality Management, which was developed by W. Edwards Deming, who was an American consultant in the 1950s, who went to Japan, taught the Japanese how to manage. The rest is history. The point is, one of his concepts, and this is stuff that I taught to thousands of people all over different bases, was how to be able to measure performance. If we can measure something, we can improve it. So let's talk about how we measure phone calls. Most search firms measure phone calls in terms of dials, connects, and how long you're on the phone. A lot of firms that have some sophisticated software, like a lot of the big franchises that I know of that really invest heavily in this, they can even determine what type of call it is, which is a great measurement tool. But the one thing I've seen across the board, whether I'm speaking at a keynote, or I'm keynoting at an association convention, or if I'm in-house asking people questions and consulting, I always ask them this. I say, how many calls per hour are you making currently? And the answer is always the same. We don't know. It's never been measured before. It's not part of our industry's culture. So here's what you do. Let's just say you're reaching 4 people per hour. If you reach 1 more person per hour, you've increased your output by 25%. Let me share with you how powerful this is. How many work hours are there in the course of a year? There's 2,080. How many of them should you be on the phone for? Let's just say 1,000. So if you can squeeze out 1 more call per hour over the course of a year, that's 1,000 more relationships that you're going to build. Now go to my website. It's recruitingmastery.com. Let me show you how this works. Go to the free download section, where I've got a lot of free tools that you can download. There's no charge, and they'll help you improve your performance. Go to the one that says Telephone Discipline Tool, print it out, and this is how you use it. So check this out. This is your Telephone Discipline Tool. What you want to do, you want to highlight the number of calls per hour that you want to make. So let's just say it's 9 o'clock. I'm calling candidates. I want to set a goal of talking to 5 candidates per hour.
10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I'm calling candidates. Let's say I'm going to market a candidate from 11 to 12. Anytime I'm calling decision makers about a candidate, if I can reach 3 decision makers per hour, for me, that's a pretty good hour. So what you want to do when you plan your day, you want to be able to schedule your day in terms of what things you're going to work on from what time, and I'll go over the details of that in another video. But in terms of staying focused and staying disciplined, this is what you do. Anytime you talk to someone, check this out, baby. You put an X in the box. You talk to them, you put an X in the box. Now this is why this works. You set a goal of 5 conversations in this hour. Let's just say it's 9:55 a.m. and you set a goal of 5 connects, but you've only hit 4. How much more motivated are you now to reach that one more call? You're much more motivated. Why is that? Because when you do this, you're setting your intention. You're setting your intention for what you want to accomplish on an hour-by-hour basis. I heard Brian Tracy, a sales trainer, say that well-managed people always manage themselves on an hour-by-hour basis. You're taking that principle and you're using this free tool to integrate that into your process on your desk.
Thanks for watching. I hope this made a difference for you. If it did, send me an email. I love to get emails from people when they're successful with something that I taught them. It's scott@recruitingmastery.com. Visit my website. I've got dozens of articles and free tools that you can use to help you improve your performance. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Now get back on the phone.